It's week 9 of the NFL, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Bengals and the Vikings, next on EA Sports.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in after tasting defeat for the first time in about a month as their loss snapped a 4-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
Not bad for a 4th-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well. And he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 19 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
The numbers for Mixon last week: 19 carries, 127 yards, and a score.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. And that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
From the 25 on second down, Cousins. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Dayo Odeyingbo. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here comes Grant on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
And they come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. Right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized released effectively there, and it helps them move the sticks. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They're going to look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Bengals grab it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings. Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
You're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
On 3rd down, Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now Joe Mixon. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And this is why more and more teams are getting their wide receivers involved in the running game. When you've got playmakers on the perimeter, you've got to get creative and find ways to get the ball in their hands. And here, this is a great job to get out of that initial contact and turn it into a big play.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Here's Burrow. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Eluding the pressure right.
And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Mixon again. Gets around him. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
He did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Mixon. And did he get in? Yes, they say it's a touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jay Tufele racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. The Vikings send out their punter, standing just about on his own goal line. Returnable for Grant. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bully. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. A Burrow's throw taken in by Adams. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
Shrugs him off. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A handoff to Mixon. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A handoff, running left, Mixon.
And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins.
And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
1st down, Cincinnati.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that one complete once again to Higgins. And the Bengals are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Play action. It's Burrow. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Burrow looking to pass.
Now Burrow loses the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this 1st half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
You see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they followed them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Now a give, right side. It's Spencer, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Cousins to throw it. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Cousins. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
That was their third sack of the ball game. Second in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the second spot pretty soon. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And this belongs to the Vikings. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. The ball popped in the air, intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble, because now you've got a guy that's played so well. You don't want to take him and limit his effectiveness by worrying about it too much.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. It's Mixon on the counter. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On 3rd down, Mixon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. This time they stay on the ground. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Cousins now to throw on first down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Incomplete. Coverage by
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, where it was the visiting Cowboys who got the win on the road. Dak Prescott strong in the victory as his guys up their mark to 6-2 on the year. From there, we head east to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Ryan Tannehill leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And that game is tied as they take on the visiting 49ers. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have the same kind of success on the ground. They struggled to get the run game going to this point, as you see there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This is Jakeem Grant. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, it's Mixon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's a give to Mixon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They run it again with Cook. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 49 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action now. Cousins. Looking here for Smith downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On 2nd down, it's Cook, and he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Logan Wilson. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dayo Odengbo. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Let's go.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Now Mixon. Nifty move. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Joe Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Bass is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. Now 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
60 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Running on first down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3, second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Throwing is Cousins. He's going to air one out. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away.
Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
The lead is theirs here in the 3rd quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible, I want to throw a bunch of touchdown passes. But when you're able to run the football, typically speaking, your team's doing pretty well. And in this case, they're winning.
We'll see if they have balance on this drive. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Anthony Barr brought him down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ready?
From midfield now, Burrow. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Fourth and goal, and down by a touchdown. The offense stays on the field. Burrow going for it on 4th.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. Third and short yardage, Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A first down throw for Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Dayo Odeyingbo in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
It's almost closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. The Vikings on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Bengals will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll start with the option. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play.
Once again, they run with Mixon. Mixon with a first down and more. And finally taken down at the 34.
124 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Third down. He hits his target, the tight end Adams. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Look at this, a tight end carry. And trying to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Complete, it's Johnson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6.
Cousins again. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
First down. Here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the
the Vikings are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point right down the middle, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Jakeem Grant now to return.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Bengals offense returns to the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dietrich Wise able to record his 5th sack of the season.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
After the sack on first down, Burrow. He completes it to Tate. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
Burrow giving it to Mixon on the option.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And they come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
36 yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession.
After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
And this is caught at the 20. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Cousins to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Snags it for the pick. He's got the lane, and there he goes. 30, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Let's go.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. Well, the Vikings are pointing. They've got it. Minnesota football. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble blocking this defense through 3.5 quarters. So I expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Cincinnati, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.